Hi guys, and welcome to another get ready with me. I haven't done makeup in like forever, so I wanted to just get to it and do a little video with you guys, you know? I got a bunch of products in PR as well because it was my birthday, and I went to Italy again, but this time I went to Rome and I went to Florence and I went back to Amalfi Coast, obviously. And so I accumulated about 10 days worth of PR. So I thought, why don't we talk about it? This Rhode peptide lip tide caramelized banana is insane. Like, I love the smell of banana stuff, so I'm eating this up. Kind of going with the routine I did in Italy, and I feel like my looks in Italy were like really good, so we're gonna do that today. So the toner I'm using is the glow toner from Tilbury, and I really like how light it is and it's not too much. Just stuff gifted from Kosas, so we're gonna try a lot of Kosas and a lot of ABH today as well. So this is the Dreambeam Sunlit Sunscreen, and I know I'm not actually in the house because the weather is atrocious, but I am curious about this. When I was on my trip, I actually really enjoyed the ABH. Oh, okay, this is like an illuminator. Okay, I did that. Okay. Let me rub this in first before I start yapping like a true tourist. Okay, I feel like this is giving me a bit of a cast. I'm gonna go in with my ABH Hydra Prime SPF 50 because this worked. I feel like I overused this a little bit, but this worked like a dream. See if that helps bring my skin back to normal. Yep, that's much better. But the Sunbeam and the Dreambeam is still in there from the Kosas, so it's not really taken away from it. It's just kind of helped it a little bit. Yeah, the ABH one kind of cleared up my face there. So, right, on to my brows. Throughout my trip, I really enjoyed this sacheu lip liner Stay In, and I literally just put it on to my lips before I do anything. Yeah, and that's it. And I'll just peel it once it's all dried up. But one product I love so much, and they sent me a restock, is the Kosas Brow Pop Jewel Pencil, and it looks like this. I finished my old one, so I'm so happy to get a new one, but I'm just gonna warm it on the back of my hand as well. There we go. And this gives me a really nice shape to my brows. Whilst I was in Rome, I actually managed to pick up the brow glue from NYX. This one apparently has a crazy lift, so we're gonna just pop that onto the top. I've not tried this one. I've tried the old packaging for it, but I'm not mad at this. I feel like it's straight to the point and easy to apply, you know? Literally, that's all I did with my brows. I don't really do too much with my brows anyways because they're barely there anyways. So in base, because I'm literally talking about what I used in Italy and then trying some of the new products, so bear with me. So for my primer, it never really changes. I haven't actually found a primer as good as this one, and this is my Maybelline Grippy primer. This is like a primer that will always probably be in my rotation for years because my makeup just gives every time, you know? Today I want to try the Blurring Second Skin Matte Foundation. I'm usually a glowy kind of babe, you know this. But because I'm going nowhere, why not just use a brush I know. And just use a brush I know, which is the Estee Lauder one. Let's see, I'm gonna apply this onto the back of my hand just to be on the safe side with it. Okay, yeah. Pack that on the back of my hand. This could be a good shade match, and I completely guessed this. Does it go with my tan? I think this might even be darker than my tan. But you know what? Sure, quite good. But I think this is also gonna be a bit too red for me. So I'm gonna mix that in with the Kylie skin tint. This was my go-to on holiday in 10C, which is just a little bit lighter. The contour, this is the ABH contour stick in Cast Shadow Smooth Blur. Cast Shadow Smooth Blur Contour. And yep, it's darker than me, which is good. This blended out like a dream. Haus Labs Sculpt Shaping Balm, which is even darker. And that just gives that extra definition, especially an extra shadow on my face. Use the Rhode Pocket Blush. Love these pocket blushes. I feel like they're so good, especially when you go on holiday. And with Glassy Papaya from Haus Labs, which is another really glowy and pretty blush. This is the Kosas Revealer Super Creamy and Brightening Concealer and the ABH Magic Touch Concealer. So because this is a bit darker, I'm going to start with this. And then coverage is really good. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the Kosas one and put that in the middle because it is brighter. Angled brush, I think it is from Superdrug, and I'm just blending that in. They blend really nicely together. I love when concealers blend in really nicely together, and what's good about this is it fully brings back my face. So like, because the foundation was actually darker than me, that will be a really good mixture with my contour sticks and just be a good contour overall. But I feel like every time I do a YouTube video, I always use a product that's way too dark for me, but I don't know if that's how it reflects on camera. Whilst I blend, talk about my trip. So it was mine and my partner's 5-year anniversary, and it was my 28th birthday. And as somebody born in April, I always get so shocked when I go on holiday in April as to how many people are on holiday in April. So Italy was very, very busy. We did 3 days in Rome, 1 day in Florence, and 3 days in the Amalfi Coast. And no, we did 5 days. Yeah, 5 days in Amalfi Coast, and literally went there to redo to try and go to Capri. Did Sorrento, Positano, Amalfi last time. This time was gonna go to Capri, but there's only one ferry in the morning, one ferry in the evening. So we went to Ravenna and Ravenna was really quiet, peaceful. It was nice to have a bit of a much more quiet place than Rome, Florence and Amalfi, the place itself. But did 1 day in Positano, and that's where I did most of my like souvenir stuff. So like I actually got myself, my hands got makeup on them, I feel like I do, so let me wipe my hands. Positano bag, which I love a lot. It's so cute, so pretty. I think I got some nice tops and a couple stuff that I didn't get last time. Last time was very much I was amazed to be here, I didn't get a thing. This time it's I want to actually get things. I'm like an April person who's like, you guys, why are you not here in summer? But I still kind of really enjoyed the atmosphere. It was really hot, I think, to the point that I think I got sunstroke. And and overall I really missed my dog. He stayed with my sister, but he was a good boy and he stayed with my sister and my girly mama Zola, who is my sister's dog, who is my first OG dog, but she's my sister's dog, but she's my girly, and my nephew and her partner. So yeah, it was fun, needed, and now we're going on a trip to Scotland soon. So yeah, his first trip away. So yeah, let me peel this off now. And it adds a nice little lip line. Sometimes I did do another one. There we go. Hey, I want to try this Kosas translucent peachy ultra transparent loose powder. This is actually my first time trying Kosas things and I'm really excited for them. I feel like so far it's not been that bad, minus the little sunscreen fiasco, but I'm picky when it comes to sunscreens anyways, and I'm very oily, so let's see how this goes. Back of the hand. I actually really like that colour. This foundation, I feel like it has just dried quite glowy because I'm putting this powder on my face and it feels like I've literally, from my angle, put an illuminating loose powder on my face. The sunbeam is, the dream beam even, is dream beaming. Like, this is gorge. Setting spray. SPF. Obviously, yes, granted I use the SPF like every day, but it wasn't this glowy on my face. So I think the mixture of the two has really glowed my face up. Using my Fenty Thick Mint. This was like a bronzer that was like one of my first purchases as a bronzer, and I used it for like a good 3 years, and then I put it down. And then I started using the Kaleidos Sympathy Contour Trio, which I still use. But I feel like in summertime, that's my winter palette. This is like my summer palette because it's such a nice bronzer. For my blushes, I actually mixed this YSL one in shade 12 on a like blush brush, and this is like a shimmery blush as well, but I actually mixed that with my usual number 3 from YSL as well, because this is like my favorite blush recently, to be honest, for the past year or so when it came out, and it just gives such a glowy face. Don't we just love that I started with a mattifying foundation but I still have glowy face because of that Dream Beam. 10 out of 10. Pressed powder, I used banana bread and also the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish powder in Tan 3. I think I'll use that now because I'm using the teeny tiny powder puff. Just that. And some brands were really lovely enough to send me some minis. I had such a jam-packed kind of trip that I barely got to film a thing, and so I'm gonna use most of them now and show you. But they really came in handy, especially when it came to luggage and stuff. So yeah, okay, and that blended in so well with it. Glam 2 palette, and it was really good and easy to use. I really just liked to go into this reddish shade and pop that all over my lid. It's so beautiful to see how colours apply on different skin tones, because it's red in the pan, it's applying quite brown on me. And I use that in the crease. Sorry, not in the crease, in my inner corner. And it just kind of brightened up the inner corner and gave it a little something. Using a bright inner corner, I feel like that will just never go, you know? That will just never go. And then blending that in with Dusty Rose, which is like this little pale pink shade. Gosh, just blending that in so it didn't look crazy. Shadow stick in pink Mirage, and then
just using them where I applied that inner corner.
Taking my finger and just blending that further down so it didn't look too harsh. This glitter pack from Half Magic, and I would just put that onto my hand and make the glitter pop a bit more. And I just actually really loved to do a glitter eye sometimes. Sometimes I just like to put this onto my lid straight away, because if you can see, it's crazy. The Fenty Beauty Fine Lines pen, and I just added a nice little wing as well. And then these are good because they have a little bit of a sponge on the end, which helps you to blend them into the eye a bit more, or to make them more smudged to the ends. Whatever you want to do. Whatever's easiest. I loved this Bad Girl Bang mascara from Benefit. It was really straight to the point, really easy. Gave me lashes that I did not even know I had. Very nice, very pretty, very cute, cute. This Caviar liner from MAC. Sometimes I went in with this on my eyes as well, just to add a deeper liner where I wanted it. But where I added the lip stain, just to darken it a little bit, especially when I was going to like a nice dinner and stuff. And then taking this ABH lip liner in the shade Blackberry, and then making it a bit more pink. One thing about me is I will never have enough liners with me, so my lip combos will just look different throughout the day and night because I just carry so many. So there was the ABH, and then there was the Kaleidos in the shade Merlot. My Rhode peptides, and just to have so I put my Rhode on top, and then mixing that with my Fenty Beauty raspberry jamz. Bit more setting spray. Imagine Danessa's on top. And there we go. Thank you so much for watching. This is like my glowy holiday city, like hot city makeup. And it's nice and it's glowy. Even though I use the matte foundation, do you not see how it's glowy? Keys and the SPF and the Dreambeam. But yeah, this is my pretty girly pink 28th birthday in Italy makeup. So yeah, let me know what you think, and yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.